So you're using black. Black is nice, great, easy to wear, but unforgiving.
Ah, yes, that's true.
Because, whatever you see, you're smiling, I can see you. You're moving your eye, I can see you. All right?
Hello, welcome again to Talking Sens. Training has been found to dramatically improve employees' performance, productivity, and also confidence in work. Okay. So today, this morning, we have Dato Amar to assist us. At the same time, of course, my co-host Farhan. Well, Dato, welcome to Talking Sens.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
I hope the journey here is smooth.
No problem.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let us start. Maybe Dato, you can explain a little bit about yourself, your background, and also about your company.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for inviting me. My name is Dato Amar. I'm from Leadership Asia Consulting Sdn Bhd. Leadership Asia Consulting Sdn Bhd has been in existence over 10 years. We are a training company. And my background, I've spent close to 30 years in training. Prior to that, I was very fortunate. I worked in corporations, especially in the telecommunication industry. That gave me a very good insight about sales, product development, marketing, promotion, procurement, HR, business plan, go-to-market, etc. The whole works. I've gone around every aspect of corporate. So that gave me a lot of confidence, because today training is not about reading or developing. It's about sharing experience.
Yeah.
Only if you share with passionate, people like and people buy. Yeah. Leadership Asia Consulting Sdn Bhd carries around 50 over programs.
Okay.
We are the master trainer for NLP from NLP US, and also we are the master trainer from European School of Protocols. Why European School of Protocols? Today, whatever you do, it impacts your grooming, your dressing, body language, business etiquette, and protocol. In fact, one of our biggest clients, also from telco, trained everyone in grooming and business etiquette, and they launched their flagship outlet in Malaysia.
Okay. Right. I mean, Dato, you're involved in so many things. Okay. I think you got a very vibrant career. Okay.
Thank you.
But why decided to start a training company?
All right. I'm very passionate about developing people. I love enjoying it. Last week I had a session. They insisted I train them. This company never did any training. They're an export market for the US market. I was training their senior management. But after the program, I found that I'm really and still passionate about this. Developing people, sharing experience. Training is not about teaching anymore. It's about sharing your experience that can relate to their business. Okay. And training is so relevant because when you look at companies today, when they bring in intern, they train them. And there were many of my clients in Shah Alam, because of business turnaround, they had to shut down. There is also a training for you to exit. So there is training for you to come in, there is training to perform, there is training to excel. And even when you exit from a company, you can be trained for the next wave in your life.
Okay. Right.
I mean, you guys are very corporate people, so training makes sense. But for the watcher and the viewer who doesn't quite understand, what kind of training? What are you training people to do?
Now, everybody joins an organization, like somebody who joins this company, iMoney, they join here. Now, what brings you into this company? Your qualification, maybe your competency, and you love doing what you applied for. So you qualify from the interview and you're hired. All right. So now you're going to work for money, you're going to work for your progress. And that is where training comes in. Your qualification will bring you to the doorstep. But for you to excel in your performance, you need to be trained in communication, networking. I always use the word ABC. How do you develop attitude? How do you develop behavior? How do you communicate with others? 2 days ago, somebody complained to me. I got an email from an employee who's a first-class honors from a local university. But the email was deemed to be rude.
Okay.
Rude. Because it's rude, people are not going to respond. People are going to talk about it. People are going to be angry about it. So can you see 3 ripple effects? But if you knew how to write an email politely and network with another, you would have solved that issue in 5 minutes. So you need to be trained how to write an email. That comes under communication. There's networking, there's team building, there is sales program, there is product development program, there is how do you manage conflict, how do you do coaching, mentoring, and the list goes on from there.
Yeah, Dato, just now you also mentioned about, you also train people about appearance, about dressing.
Okay.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about it.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
because I feel very underdressed right now.
No problem. Well, I'm very passionate about this. So I got myself trained by the European School of Protocol. How many colors can you use? What do you wear? What do you not wear? The colors, it has got an impact, etc. You know, we were trained even to handle a president if need be. What are the protocols? You know, and before I answer the question, you will find today whether you're doing sales, you're teaching about networking, you're teaching any subject, body language is so important. So that is covered here. Protocol is important. How do you do that? Business etiquette is very important. There are certain culture that if you drop a name card, the business deal is over. The manner the card is given, upside down or straight, everything matters. So coming back to this grooming, etc., how many colors, etc. For gentlemen, we have 52 checklists.
Oh my God.
52 checklists from your head to toe, your fingernail. For fingernail, there's a T-test. This is a T-test. If it scratches your hand, that means your fingernail is very long. It's a T-test.
Okay.
You know?
On the palm of your hands then?
Yes. This, so I know this is T-test. And then what about, how do you shake hand? There are 7-8 ways. How do you conclude? The simplest thing is many people don't know how to shake hand. You should shake hand and speak together. All together. Many of us shake hand and then they introduce, my name is.
Okay, right.
Many of them say, I am, and then they shake hand. So there's an effect, the grip, etc. So there are many types of handshake. Where you sit, talk to a client. So there is a position for it. Yeah. Even colors. I remember somebody asked me, sir, I lost a contract. I want to go back again. What color can I use? So I told him, go for brown. Go brown. Brown is a forgiving color. It will. So he went there, he tried, and I told him how to carry his document, how to present it, what to say, what not to say. So all these are part of that. You will find that it will happen.
But then again, I think if you look nowadays, there's a lot of company doesn't really enforce dressing. But again, it to accommodate the new generation. Okay. So what do you think about it?
Well, they wear round collar T-shirts and
guilty as charged.
No, they wear
The bullet is going there. No.
They wear that. Nothing wrong. If it makes you comfortable, nothing wrong.
Because the work doesn't interact with people, doesn't require meeting customers. It's just in front of the computers.
But let's say you have to meet a client. Just put on a jacket. On top of that, a jacket.
So the jacket just will neutralize everything.
It will take care of a lot of things.
Okay.
But you must be careful. If you wear a black jacket, very unforgiving. Because black is like a magician. It's a blackout. So the whole focus is on your face.
Okay.
Everything else is blacked out. See, 95% is covered. And you wear black, good, you look smart. But now the client will be watching your face because everything is blacked out.
Interesting.
So if you wear color with stripe, etc., that will help to neutralize even if you make 1 or 2 mistakes. So put on a jacket. Now you can get the ready-made jacket. Make sure the buttons are at least 3. Yeah. At least 3.
They're on the cut.
One is generally very, very informal. 2, the ladies use 1 and 2. Men can use nothing wrong, very casual. 3 and above. 3 to 5 is for the gentleman. So we are looking at gentleman dressing.
Okay.
The legacy. See, fashion can change. Purple can come into act. Purple becomes famous. Pink, nothing wrong. But gentleman dressing has got a certain rule. Formal and informal. Today we're going into the informal. So what we are saying, being informal, let's be 10% formal. That's very important.
That's a
So this
good
is
advice.
basically what you train people. It's
Yes,
like
yes.
How to dress, how to meet your
one
clients.
of the programs.
Oh,
one of the
alright.
programs.
What kind of clients come to you
No,
for training?
a telco in Malaysia, the biggest telco, cellular company, came to us many years ago. We trained everyone. Leadership Asia Consulting Center trained everyone who interfaces with customer. I'm talking about the boy and girl at the counter. You know, they are simple people, but they need to be told, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Tattoo is not allowed. Even if you love your company, don't put on a tattoo. I love my company, you know. Tattoos need to be hidden. So there are some socks, etc. You know, if it's here, we'll teach you how to cover it. Very important, because the connotation of tattoo, which is good, nothing wrong, in business is not seen as friendly. You know, I don't know why.
In IT or in a gig economy, I think it
See
should
what
be
happens
okay.
when you have a tattoo, nothing wrong, which is good. They'll only be looking at the tattoo if you're having an engagement.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah, true.
Is it a flower or an anchor? Is it an anchor? Or what anchor is this? So you're losing concentration.
And basically, you also are exposing your personality to the other party, isn't it?
So tattoo is good, but it distracts the conversation. That's about all.
Okay.
But if you're going after 5, you can take off your shirt. You see, hey, this is just the tail. The dragon is here. They'll be very thrilled. You know, nothing wrong. We have nothing against that, but it's just that society's connotation. You know.
Okay.
So that's how it is. You know, we train them. So a normal boy who just finished Form 5 and works in a company, yes, he needs the grooming training and the etiquette training. See, for example, let's say a VIP comes to your store or a VIP walks into the 23rd floor. How would you accord the respect and protocol to him? They might say, don't worry, I'm also wearing t-shirt. Well, that is their choice, but we are the host. How do you serve mineral water?
Oh, yeah?
How do you hold the bottle?
oh,
You know, there's a protocol to it. You know, you don't carry a 1.5 liter and all that.
Right.
So if you're holding this, you know, see, for example, rostrum, somebody speaks in the rostrum. There's a glass of water. That must be changed after each speaker, whether he touches the glass or not.
Yeah.
It must be changed. Where must it be placed? So there are details. So people are excited. Oh, I don't know about this. I never learned about this. Wow, there are 50 things to learn. Yeah, it's very important. How do you guide the guy out? You know?
okay.
How do you say thank you? You know, let's say it happens in outlets. Many of our VVIPs come down to pay bills. They also want to see what's happening in the marketplace. How do you accord the respect and care? I mean, we like to be respected. Human beings like to be respected. So do it the right way.
I see. Oh, that's
But when you do all these things and the other training, how you actually measure the effectiveness? What type of metric do you use?
Okay.
Because a lot of company, when they train their staff, they want to know what is the end result.
End result. Correct.
Okay, so it's not just about, okay, you finish your training, tick, you have attended this training, tick, you have attended this training. But then again, are you a different person after the training?
Correct.
So how do you measure all these things?
There are some measurements, the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, the ROIs, etc. But sometimes they are very academic. To me, I will always tell the client, I'm going to conduct this program for 3 days, 2 days, customize. You tell me the KPI.
Maybe you can give an example of training.
The easiest is sales.
Okay.
The easiest is sales. There was this bank, they're doing very well now. They had a product, a tough product to market, to sell. So I knew the general manager and he told me, please help me. Dato,
And he realized there is a problem.
there's a big problem. Sales were going down. Sales were going down. So he said, even if I can hit 80% of the sales target, I'm okay. All right. So I interviewed 2-3 participants, interviewed him, interviewed the customers outside there.
Okay.
We ran that 3 months, 1 quarter. We did 230% increase in sales.
Wow.
okay.
230%.
I see.
So it's measurable. He wanted 80%, we did that. Another organization, the biggest hyper supermarket in Malaysia. They have about 60 outlets today. They were struggling with customer service. They were ranked number 4 in the industry. So they told me, can you do and bring us up to number 1 if possible within 2 years. 6 months, we brought them to number 1. Now they have to sustain. So these are measurable from number 4 to number 1. So everything that we do is real. Leadership Asia Consulting is real. measurable, tangible, and it is something that
And do you do the measurement,
Two things.
or you let the company do the measurement?
Okay, most of the time I leave it to them.
Okay, if they want to do it.
They have their independent assessors.
Okay, right.
They have independent companies that will do that. But if they want us to do, yes, we will jointly do. I don't want to be seen as biased, open book. This is how we evaluate. You do your evaluation, we'll compare and see. So it is something, whatever at Leadership Asia consulting that we do, it is measurable. You set the measures and then we will customize the program, conduct the training and do it. That's why we don't walk away after the 3 days training. There's a lot of discussion, hand-holding, there's a lot of support that we give for participants, and then we want to see them grow. See, we talk about, the latest tagline is always about customer experience. Nobody talks about staff experience. Staff experience. Once you join, it's up to you, sink or swim. No, they need to have a journey. Staff experience is necessary. You need to have a journey, how you want to grow. Of course, we hear the word fast track. He's a fast track candidate. But how many of them can be fast track? Some are slow, nothing wrong, but they're delivering. So everybody need to have this staff experience. So this is where training comes in and supports this growth of individuals. So we measure them, client measures it using their KPIs.
Yes.
I had a question. The hypermarket, when you say customer service, do you mean like the cashiers?
Yes.
So you train the cashiers?
The cashiers, the floor managers, anyone who interacts with customer. So in a store like that, they may have about 55 staff, 50 to 55. You'll be very surprised, close to 40 of them are interacting with customers.
So you don't just train like to meet like VIPs, VVIPs.
No.
You train to meet people like me, to impress people like me.
VIP like you. To me, all of them are VIPs.
So it's like people like me who normally wouldn't perceive these kind of things, but maybe subconsciously we feel like, oh, okay, that was a good experience.
Correct.
Yeah, actually, like what Dato said, the employee's experience. Okay, we always focus on the customer's experience. Yeah. This is when you don't take care of the employee's experience. That is when the attrition, the turnovers, all will be
that
quite
comes
high.
in. You know, a cashier. The cashier there is a Form 5 qualification boy or girl standing there for 8 hours. So how do we give them hope, promote them, develop them, motivate them so that they can smile for 8 hours?
Yeah.
It's 8 hours. While you're packing, you need to smile. Your eye contact is important. Body language is important. You know. So how do you do that? So we need to train them. And I always say training is like having shower. You cannot have shower once a year.
Yeah, exactly. I think our next question also is about the importance of continuous assessment.
Yes, continuous.
Okay, not when the problem started, then only you start try to get somebody to sort it out.
Yes.
So I don't know that not many company here in Malaysia will be thinking like continuous assessment, monitoring. Okay, so what's your take about this?
The awareness about the importance of training is critical. See, when a company cuts budget, the first thing they'll cut is training budget.
Yes.
Training is nice to have. But what they fail to understand is, let's take a factory, a manufacturing environment. There are operators, there are engineers, high-tech precision machines, etc. That supervisor, for him to perform, need to be trained about his job and the soft skills, the people skills. For him to carry a problem to the boss, he must know how to communicate and convey the message. If he cannot relate that, production is over. Yeah. He must know how to manage his stuff, people management, conflict management. It's not about machine anymore. It is about the people interaction. That's why I always tell people we have artificial intelligence, but the human is the intelligence, the real intelligence. We create all these things, but this intelligence need to be motivated, must be guided. They need direction. So companies must understand investing in HR training is very, very important. That is why at Leadership Asia Consulting, we always say this. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. People attend a program, no measurements. So they think it's a failure. The boss is always used to asking this question. So you went for 2 days, what do you learn? So what? It's not about so what. You went for training. What do you plan to do? I heard it was successful. I heard they measured you can improve. They said from 45, you are now at 60. Keep up the good work. I want to see how you can get to 80. Leadership Asia Consulting will be coming next week. Talk to them how to get you to 80. Well done. So that should be the trend in the organization.
I think another thing, Dato', I think like what we discussed, I think sometimes the management realize that the staff need training, the employee need training. But there's a lot of case where the employee doesn't want to be trained. Especially if you look in IT companies, they just sit down in front of the computers, or they work from home.
Correct.
But how to motivate these guys all?
Yeah, especially like a lot of people, they're not paying attention during the training.
Yeah.
Falling asleep.
And some of training is like, maybe for them it's like a burden.
Yeah.
So how to change their mind from the employee point of view?
More like change my mind, right? I'm the one falling asleep.
See, thank you. It's a very interesting question. I remember many years ago, we had a series of training. So I was the third speaker. So I go in on day number 3. So I walked into this group of 50 people, and I was about to start my first sentence. One guy stood up and said, all this waste of time is a big bull, all that. Oh, okay, really? So I thanked the class and I continued. No, it's a big, So I asked the class, you want me to address this issue or teach you all? And I told them, if I need to address him, I need 25 minutes. Oh, no, don't bother, class. Okay, so I started teaching and all that. So he was listening and listening. So during tea break, he came to me and he said, I'm sorry. Maybe I overreacted and all that. So I said, nothing, normal, don't worry about that. So we had lunch together. So he was telling me, it's not that I've been for so many training, it doesn't change my life, all that. See, the excitement, the energy that participants should have is generated by the trainer. Nothing to do with the students. I always say that. It is the teacher's duty to get them energized, reconnect, and then refresh and get them thrilled about the topic. So this is where you got to be a trained trainer. You can relate about anything. If you cannot, then you'll be just saying that it is important to have a positive mindset. You must be good, but it doesn't hold water. What do you mean by positive mindset? What do you mean by mental transformation? Can you give 3 examples that you went through? And then they engage with you. So, frankly, from my experience, I don't blame the attendees. They have a right to be negative, they have a right to be indifferent.
Or to question.
To question anything, but it's our job as professionals to win their heart and do it. That is why I always tell, there are a lot of people who are coming into the industry.
I think I hope that our audience understand how important training is. Okay? It's been fun having you, Dato'. I think Farhan understanding of training. I think after this he might be asking, when's my next training?
Oh, okay, welcome.
Or maybe I won't fall asleep during the next one.
Farhan?
No, I've
Okay.
it was very eye-opening here.
Yeah,
to hear about
very
training
eye-opening.
from a trainer's perspective, because usually you're always on the receiving end.
Yes.
Oh, okay, right.
Yes. So, thank you, Dato'.
Thank you very much.
I really hope that we'll have you again.
Thank you.
In another session with another discussion.
More than happy.
Right. Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone.
Right.
Thank you.
you.
God bless.